Psychology of people who don't care about sports. Everyone around you is screaming at the TV. It's the final seconds. The score is tied. Someone jumps off the couch, and you're sitting there thinking, why is everyone so emotionally invested in people chasing a ball? You've tried, but deep down, you just don't care. If that's you, this video is going to feel uncomfortably accurate. In a world where sports dominate headlines, social gatherings, and even identities, not caring about sports can make you feel like the odd one out. But here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, psychology suggests that people who don't care about sports often share very specific cognitive patterns, personality traits, and motivational styles. This isn't about being boring. It's about how your brain assigns meaning. Today, we'll be breaking down the psychology behind people who genuinely don't care about sports, and what that reveals about how they think, connect. Let's begin. 1. They don't easily adopt tribal identity. Sports are more than games. They are tribal systems. And humans are wired for tribal belonging. But people who don't care about sports often don't feel that automatic pull toward group-based identity. Psychologically, they may score lower on collective identity attachment in recreational domains. They don't derive emotional validation from aligning with a team. It's not that they reject belonging, they just prefer belonging based on ideas, values, or personal connections rather than symbolic groups. They don't feel proud because someone from their city won. They feel proud when they personally achieve something meaningful. Different source of identity. 2. They prefer direct participation over passive spectating errors. Something fascinating. Many people who don't care about sports dislike watching others perform, especially if they're not participating. Their brain rewards agency more than observation. Research on intrinsic motivation shows that some individuals experience higher dopamine activation when actively creating, solving, or building, rather than consuming entertainment. So while others enjoy watching a match for 2 hours, these individuals may feel restless. They rather build something, learn something, start something, or even just have a deep conversation to them. Spectating feels passive. 3. They are less driven by competitive vicarious reward. When your team wins, your brain releases dopamine and testosterone, even though you didn't play. This is called vicarious achievement. But not everyone's brain responds equally to symbolic competition. People who don't care about sports often experience weaker emotional transfer from external wins. They don't feel the rush of "we won." Their reward system is more internally anchored. They care about personal growth, mastery, intellectual achievement, emotional connection, not symbolic victory. And because sports heavily rely on competition narratives, the emotional hook simply doesn't land. 4. They often value depth over event-based excitement. Sport culture thrives on moments, goals, knockouts, championships, but some personalities are more oriented toward depth than intensity. Instead of high arousal spikes of excitement, they prefer sustained engagement. For example, reading a book, exploring psychology, analyzing human behavior, having long philosophical discussions. Their stimulation preference is cognitive, not adrenaline-based. To them, a last-minute goal feels temporary, but understanding human nature. 5. They resist social pressure norms. Here's where it gets interesting. In many cultures, liking sports is socially reinforced, especially among men. Not caring about sports can sometimes invite subtle judgment. But people who genuinely don't care often show higher resistance to normative social pressure. They are comfortable not aligning with majority interests. This trait is linked to stronger internal locus of evaluation. They don't like something just because everyone does, and that independence can extend into other areas of life. Career choices, hobbies, opinions. They are less likely to fake enthusiasm for acceptance. That's psychological autonomy. 6. Their emotional energy is allocated elsewhere. Here's a key point. Everyone cares deeply about something. If it's not sports, it's something else. People who don't care about sports often channel emotional intensity into creative projects, relationships, learning, business. Self-development, niche interest their emotional investment, ISNT absent. It's selective. And psychology shows that selective attention increases depth of expertise. Instead of spreading attention across popular culture, they go deep into specific passions. They may not know last night's score, but they might know how human bias works, how markets behave, or how attachment styles shape relationships. Different arena. 7. They separate entertainment from identity. For some, sports become identity. I am a Liverpool fan. I am a Lakers fan. But psychologically, people who don't care about sports often separate entertainment from self-concept. They may enjoy a game occasionally. Their identity is constructed from skills, beliefs, experiences, personal narratives, not affiliations. This creates a more internally constructed identity rather than externally attached identity, and that changes how they move through social spaces. So here's the real question. Is not caring about sports a disadvantage? Or is it simply a reflection of a brain wired for different sources of meaning? Because when you remove cultural expectations, what you're left with is this. Attention is limited. Energy is limited. And every human chooses where to invest it. Some invest it in stadiums. Neither is superior, but understanding which one you are. If this video felt strangely accurate, if you've ever felt out of place during match conversations, if you've ever wondered why you just don't feel the hype, now you know. It's not indifference. It's psychological wiring. Comment below. Do you genuinely not care about sports, or do you enjoy them, but don't identify with them? And if you love understanding the psychology behind everyday behaviors, subscribe. Because the more you understand how minds work, the more you understand yourself.